This power, this soul, I will never forget it. Shameless, without a shred of conscience, yes. You are Hjalti, Hjalti Early Beard. Let this sight sink into your mind. This is all your fault. You are to blame for this. May you be damned, cursed until the end of time. My old friend, the serpent at your feet, has finally caught up with you.
Oh, it's on. You did pretty... All right,
my heart.
Well, you asked for it.
You just got the short end of the stick.
Looks like we made it in time. How is it going? I have no more idea than you. Time is too distorted in this area. The histories say that the Underking died during the warp in the west. I wonder, is this Numidium from the Third Era? I've had the displeasure of meeting a sarcastic Imperial battle mage named Abner Tharn. Yet another bad memory for me. He may be a skilled mage, but his personality is... well, it would be much simpler if we simply gave up on that family. We know that the main time breach is located inside the Numidium. If we can get close enough, we should be able to use the portal to get inside. However, the distortion caused by the Numidian effect is spreading much faster than expected. It is too difficult to teleport accurately right now. It's possible to do so, but there is a high possibility that both our bodies and souls would be torn apart. We shouldn't take such risks. There is a great time breach forming, both in the west and in the east. Go and close at least one. Either one is fine. The time distortion should be smaller then, and we should be able to create a safer portal. Earlier, you said that you defeated the Underking. You should be able to do the same in this case. The point is to make the cause and effects add up again. So to say, you should find whoever is out of place in the current time and eliminate them. It's safer to close both of them, but we don't have much time left. Is Grimoire's son in these waters? According to history, he was caught up in a storm at sea and lost. Looks like the contradictions are smaller this time. If we trust the theory of the spinners from Valenwood, this is well within the power of the Psijic Order to correct it. The Jills should be able to handle the rest. I knew the Slode got involved, but I had no idea they were planning something this horrific. Well done. If they had been able to fully incarnate Mannimarco, our plan would have certainly failed. Yes, this level of distortion is acceptable. There should be no more issues. I will now open a portal into the Numidium. But before I do that, I need to warn you about something. Numidium possesses self-defense mechanisms against intruders. I will cast a warding spell on you in advance to protect you from its zero-sum attacks. Now, I'll open the portal. Enter when you're ready. I can understand the curvature and distortion of time now. I don't think there's any fear of getting lost anymore. That spell is the result of the application of mirror logic from Alinor. It's already demonstrated its usefulness during Tiber Septim's campaign with Numidium. Mirror logicians have all been wiped out during the battle against the Numidium. But you should be fine as long as you don't remain in Numidium's presence for too long. It will be fine. Psijic Order's mirror logic technique is a little more advanced than that of Alinor's. We'll be safe. One of Numidium's defenses to keep away any foreign substances. It's better not to explain the zero-sum, though. No. Statistically, the less you know about a zero-sum, the more likely you are to survive a zero-sum attack. Good. Then enter the portal. I'll be right behind you. The time difference due to the transfer seems to be small. I'd say it's only around 2 hours. I cannot start without you. I had no choice but to wait for you. We must find the central region. That's where the time breach will be. We just have to go up for now. I checked the perimeter before you arrived, and Numidium's interior is full of traps. This will make it very difficult for me to accompany you at all times. I have my hands full just maintaining the anti-zero-sum barrier, too. I'll leave any fighting here to you. Yes, I'll know where you are simply by following the thread of magic I've tied to you. I can move to you at any time. Even if I won't be able to help you directly, I should still be able to offer some advice. The base of the right and left leg, or as we call it, the groin. This is where the heat exhaust mechanism is located. It's also the compartment where water and waste are disposed of. This part has a lot of contact with the outer world, which is why we were able to enter via the portal. Well, it's not wrong, but I don't like that terminology, so please don't use it again.
I need to know if this is the hero of Daggerfall and their background. Can you perform the mimic analysis?
Impossible. The Nimic has already been deallocated. It may already be part of the memory project.
Manimo Lee, Sotha Sil has created one hell of a monster.
The next target's location has been updated from T0. Glory be to St. Martin.
Just head on up. That's where the Numidium Central... No, this body did not exist until just now. It must have been moved here from another line of fate. Time inside the Numidium seems to be much more distorted than outside of it. Be careful. It's a memospore fragment, an information form used in remote communications through the dream sleeve. Maybe it's something the agent left behind before their death. Perhaps they wanted to tell us something. I'll pull them right from Arteum. What do you need? A classic trap. Looks like it's designed to handle both waste and intruders at the same time. Dwemer liked regularity. Observe the movement of the iron ball. There will always be a safe zone. Please, don't risk your life for such stupid Nord nonsense. Don't take your life for granted. Yes, I'm counting on you. Keep up the good work. Looks like part of the heat exhaust mechanism has been damaged, and magma is flooding in. Is your equipment heat-resistant enough? I'm sure you already know this, but please don't try walking on magma. Take a good look around and try to find something you can use as a solid ground. Yes, but make sure you stay hydrated, so don't fall here, all right? Ha, I see. What? Well, I understand. But I'm afraid you'll have to deal with disappointment and continue. It's extremely hot here. If I stay here too long, my scales will all dry up. At the root of Dwemer design philosophy is music. You must match the periodic rhythm of the machine. All that remains now is to find a resonator with 4 fans. The air pressure in the pipes should change and give way. Don't worry. I'll rewind time in case you do fall in. However, I cannot completely reverse time while inside the Numidium. I am limited to a few seconds of coordinate reversal. I cannot even recover your body due to the Numidian effect. So please, don't be reckless. I'll turn into an Argonian mummy. I have no wish to gather dust in some souvenir store, so let's move quickly. Many of the mechanisms in this area are quite simple. You should be able to break through with ease. Twist the valves and the piston will move. You must try different combinations. Don't be so hard on yourself. You can do it. Don't give up. The internal damage is worse than I thought. What could have damaged the Numidium to this extent? You must go with the flow of Numidium's rhythm. Keep an eye out for resonators. Any obstacles you activate may provide useful footholds. No need to rush. Go at your own pace, step by step. The Numidium has been rebuilt twice. The first time was under the command of Zurin Arctis during the Tiber War, and the second time was by the Blades. But it should take centuries to rebuild such an enormous structure. Or perhaps the interior is an entirely independent area. I believe that the only thing that was reconstructed was the exterior armor in contact with the outer world. Interior, however, may have remained exactly as Khagrenak built it.
Can't we bring in EL-9AL? A prototype in action should be acceptable at this point.
It has been missing since the Operation Diaf in Lig. Do you remember the Bitterwell attribution issue with the Templars of Hod?
I don't recall that. Was this before the mass erasure that took place in Lig?
Yes, confirmed by the spectral analysis of 0 equals Lig.
This looks like the control room for the heat exhaust mechanism. We should be careful. That artificial sun seems to be controlling the heat exhaustion from the Numidium. If we move any closer, we'll trigger the defenses. That will likely result in an attack that includes the heat from the Numidium, considering the way the Dwemer designed this compartment. It's best to check the heat resistance of your gear, or you may need fire resistance potions. You see the Dwemer letters streaming here like rays of light. This is the visualized Dwemer song. It is also an alarm system meant to detect intruders who touch the strings of light, and not some fashionable interior decoration. If you can get past without touching the strings, you should be able to avoid a fight with a powerful enemy. Judging by its design, the animunculus we saw earlier must have been one of Kagranak's creations. I don't know how you managed to beat it. Your thoughtless bravery is sometimes useful. Keep up the good work. I agree. My scales are very dry already. Let's move on. If we were to make a comparison to a humanoid body, it would be the blood vessels. This compartment is used to transport materials and energy. Once there, we will have to descend to lower levels, but don't worry. All blood vessels eventually make their way to the heart. That is quite a height. To tell you the truth, I'm not very comfortable with heights. Structurally, it looks like we have no choice but to go down here. Watch your step. You could die if you're unlucky enough to get caught up by a spinning fan. The only way to go down is to time your descent and slip in between the blades of the fan. You must be very careful where you jump in. Oh, you too. I feel for you, but I'm afraid you'll have to jump down anyway. It's the only way. No, thank you. No need to think about anything else than how to proceed. That's a lot of security. Is the Numidium beginning to respond to our intrusion? Watch how the lasers move. It's all about the rhythm. Let the rhythm of the Dwemer music carry you. But if that's not possible, then there must be a terminal somewhere nearby that controls the lasers. If you can cut off the laser's energy supply, it'll be easier to proceed. I'm glad you've had a chance to put your footwork to good use. I could beat on the drums for you if needed. Not that you shouldn't, but you'd only be turning meat into charcoal instead of roasting it. Waste of good meat. More lasers. Is there an important facility ahead? It may be best to find the terminal and disable at least some of the lasers. There's no need to show off your footwork. Slow and steady does it. Ha. I don't want to waste time arguing about that nonsense. All right. Numidium has no testicles. Is that clear now? Let this be the end of this conversation. Quite a lot of damage here. I don't think we can use this transport route anymore. Let's move on to another transportation route through the pipes and gears. The rain is making visibility poor and the way slippery. Proceed with caution. It must have been involved in some heavy fighting. Perhaps it moved to our fate line just before the Underking destroyed it. But something is strange. I feel like I'm missing something important. Another agent body. Something is starting to bug me. They were a hero of Daggerfall in the year 357 of the Third Era. They're believed to have been caught up in the warp in the west and vanished. Like you, they too were a candidate for the prisoner. And because of that, their detailed identity was never recorded. It's a template for a hero. Some say it's a vessel of possibilities that can carve out fate. However, it's not always a person you'd want. The prisoner can bring about great changes in the times, but they can be nothing more than a plague, too. It's a very dangerous existence. Thanks to the presence of the agent and the Underking, I believe this incident is a fragment of the warp in the west. The Psijic leadership agrees with this theory. But you've also seen the many events brought on by the Numidian effect. Perhaps their existence is only a side phenomenon. But if that's the case, then the question remains, where and when did the Numidium come from? At present, all I can say is that I don't know.
The agent's race and gender are unrecognizable. Is this some kind of psychic attack?
It is a quantum vibration of the prisoner. Its nature becomes more pronounced after de-assignment.
A nasty property. No matter how many times I defeat it, I can never fully sense it. Did the agent even truly exist?
Yes, existential possibility confirmed.
Another agent body. Something is starting to bug me. This transport channel must be akin to a vein in a humanoid body. If we keep going, we should be able to reach the upper levels. As for the rest, just go with the flow. I have no other special advice. If I had to say anything, though, there will be some obstacles, but with your experience up to this point, you should have no problems. I see. I'll just close my eyes while you're fooling around. A small measure of resistance. Oh, you won't die from that. Just go. I knew this path was leading to the upper levels, wherein luck. Indeed, the agent's body concerns me. They may not have just stumbled across our path. There have been several signs before that we were being led or were allowed to pass through. Someone must be guiding us. Yes, I'm sure of it. But we won't be the prey. I do wonder what the agent wants from us, though.
This is the 67th agent. How many more agents are in this quantum-entangled state?
The final one is waiting ahead. Vigilance is required.
I've encountered no significant resistance so far. I'm being led. That much is clear.
Jillian interference is getting stronger. Finish the processing by the next Numidian effect cycle.
This is bad. We, the Psijic Order, were naive in our thinking. We were so confident that we were the only organization capable of handling this incident. But theirs would be an organization from another line of fate, with a different history and development than ours. A concept exists called many paths. It's a theory that within Orbis there exists a web of possibilities, a myriad of realities. This theory claims that all realities are but mirror images of one another, and that everything is but a result of reflections of one entity upon another. The purpose of the Psijic Order is to study them and avert any catastrophic fate threatening Tamriel. In a strange way, you're being very sensible. But we probably shouldn't. From what I can tell from the analysis of the Memospore so far, they're very belligerent. It's best to avoid combat with them. Due to the Numidian effect, they're fortunately still out of sync with our reality. They're not aware of us yet. But if we trip any alarm system, they'll be able to detect our presence through the common space of the Numidium. Their clothes are simple, but made of magic-resistant material. Perhaps silks of the ancestral moths. They seem to be an imperial entity. Their limbs and mouth are mechanized with technology similar to that of the Dwemer. Perhaps you could use shock spells or enchantments to your advantage. Their weapons are strange Akaviri swords. They'll mostly be fighting in melee, so I suggest keeping as much distance as possible. You're curious, good. So, the many paths, or choices. It's a theory that there are a myriad of alternate realities, or as we call them, fates. I know it sounds far-fetched, but different fates may be quite familiar. The analogy for them is a shadow. Shadows are not the absence of light, but reflections from another world. One of the basic principles of shadow magic.
The final agent has been processed. OYARSA. What's the next target?
The next target is the anomaly assigned to AKA. They have already arrived.
It's still a Jillian trap. Phase them out immediately. We have to deal with this directly.
Godspeed, Ghostwire 9, Copper.
Incompatibility. Requesting mimic reassignment.
Assigned Ghostwire 9, Nuttergun. Glory be to St. Martin.
Remember, the Jills are not on your side.
Phew, that sent shivers down my spine. How did you manage to beat that? There was a red jewel on their chest, similar to Pelinal's. They may be part of an organization modeled after him. Honestly, I can barely believe my own eyes. I've never seen such nonsense before. The Jills are not on our side. Strictly speaking, they are not wrong. The Jills are only doing their job. They're only cooperating with us because we share a common goal. In other words, they can become our enemies anytime if our objectives change. So don't do anything that would attract their attention. There should be a production facility of animunculi guarding the Numidium's interior. There will be heavy fighting up ahead. I suggest treating your injuries and replenishing your supplies before pressing on. I took control of the terminal and gathered information about the Numidium's interior while I was separated from you. I want to do my best to provide support for you. I may not be able to fight, but I can do this much. These are the tentacles of Apocrypha, Hermaeus Mora's work. No wonder all the Numidium's interior is on alert. Certainly not just the satisfaction of his curiosity. He wouldn't be so foolish to risk his own existence by infiltrating the Numidium. Whatever it is, the knowledge Hermaeus Mora wants is certainly inside the Numidium. We must be vigilant. If you come across any minions of Apocrypha along the way, eliminate them quickly. We don't want Hermaeus Mora to analyze the Numidium. This is frightening. Are the Numidium's defense systems still active? If you manipulate the terminal to stop the energy supply, the lasers should also get deactivated. Do you know how to do the opposite? If you find any terminals that still work along the way, it would be best to reactivate them. We should be able to use the Numidium's defenses in reverse. Numidium. Kagranak may have been anticipating the apocryphal erosion. The Numidium has isolated the contamination on this floor to the adjacent place. As soon as the erosion stops, it'll be neutralized. However, Hermaeus Mora must be aware of that already. He must have some kind of plan. If he didn't have a chance to win, he wouldn't invade.
Weapons up.
Oh, you're dead. That's enough out of you. Who's there?
I see you now. Weapons up. I sense something. I knew it. My hunch was right. Now that's good team play. Hold on.
I've got you in 10 seconds. Are you all right?
Weapons up. I sense something. That's how it's done.
Who's there? I'm not someone to be trifled with. Who's there?
There they are. Come on, let's get them. This was too easy. Hold on. Did you hear something?
Good night. Who's there? I knew I heard something.
Weapons up. I sense.
There you are. stay close to me. We'll take them all together. Done and done. Who's there? Close quarters it is then.
Weapon.
That'll teach you.
Apocryphal erosion is terrible here. There's no sign of Dwemer architecture anymore. I have no special advice. Keep doing what you've been doing so far. Eliminate any opponents and move on. It's strange. Looks like the rate of erosion increased since we arrived. Could this be due to the increase of observers? A myriad of possibilities occur simultaneously within the range of the Numidian effect. But in a quarantined area, things get a little more ambiguous. This ambiguity is disappearing now that we are here. In other words, we are confirming the apocryphal erosion simply by observing it.
Hold on. Did you? Your fate is sealed. At least make it. Hold on. Did you hear something? Weapons up. I sense.
Not burying. Who's there? Did you even see them coming? Never mind. Let's do this. Ashes to ashes.
Good. At least the lift still seems to be working. The lever on this lift is broken, but it can still be used by pulling the nearby switch. Laser terminals can be hidden in the shadows. Watch your surroundings carefully. Hermaeus Mora controls fate and can see infinite possibilities. He must have already read the fate of us coming here. This must be why he took the gamble of invading the Numidium. He used us as his observers. You really are a savage, but in this case, it's the right thing to do. Then let us confirm their defeat.
Hold on. Did you hear something? Hold on. Did you hear something? Hold on. Did you hear something? Hold on. Did you hear something?
When you get into the zone, combat is like poetry. It rhymes. Sneaking past me, a grave mistake.
Weapons up. I sense something.
Apocryphal erosion still seems to be going without stopping. Are there any other observers here besides us? This will be a bit complicated. You will have to go up and down several times. Switching the terminals is also important here. Hermaeus Mora must have prepared an order of mortal observers. But if there's only one, then we're in trouble. Me, you, and that person add up to 3 people. I can't fight, so it falls to me to observe the 2 of you. Hermaeus Mora may be planning a quantum enantiomorph. I cannot say what will happen. Talking to you is lowering my intelligence. I can feel myself growing more stupid. Anyway, enantiomorph is just an occult theory. I may be overthinking it. a watcher of Apocrypha. Take care not to get in its line of sight. Watchers of Apocrypha are dac0da who emit rays of light from their eyes. Getting exposed to their rays may fry your brains if you get unlucky. But there is a pattern to their surveillance. Simply watch the movements of the rays and avoid them. That was in bad taste. You shouldn't underestimate the dac0da. There are many stories about those who suffered because they did the same. I sense a strong force up ahead. Perhaps it's the Observer. This is getting much more complicated now. If you want to ascend to the top floor of the central lift, you must first cut off all the laser energy supply. I cannot tell from here. I can only sense that they're a mage of some power.